folks, it's Rob from Rob's Movie Collection, and I got a haul to show you. Got a lot of stuff that I've been buying over the last month or two, maybe even more. From different sources. So I'm going to show that to you, and at the end, something a little special that I bought last night. So, let's see. First, from the Dollar Tree. I got something called The Villainous. I have no idea. Apparently an action film. It's kind of stuff that I find at my dollar store. Sometimes I see people find actual known movies, and I find stuff like this. So I thought, I'll try it out. For the Nick Cage collection, The Humanity Bureau. I don't know. Haven't heard it. Don't know what it is. But, okay. Frankenstein versus the Mummy. Sure, why not? I don't know. Is it low budget? Probably. And Hammerhead. Not a sci-fi film. I think it's a BBC documentary, which is good because I like those. I guess specifically about hammerhead sharks. And there you go. Every time I put stuff on here, this keeps going back more and more. Okay, so that is from the dollar store. Let's see. Got a couple of things from Big Lots. Kingpin. Still not low enough. Here you go. I've heard of it. I've never actually seen it. So, but I think it's the Farrelly Brothers, and I do like the Farrelly Brothers. I'm not a big Woody Harrelson fan, so maybe that's part of why I avoided it so long, but we'll see what it's like. And then I come across this one, The Island with Michael Caine. Anything with Michael Caine. But I remember this movie coming out back in the day. I think in the 70s, not long after Jaws. Because I think it's a Peter Benchley. Yeah, it's based on a novel by Peter Benchley. So, but I never got a chance to see it. So I actually would be interested in seeing what that's like. Also pulled the trigger on Zoolander 2, which I hadn't got yet. So, focus in. There you go. Yeah, we'll see what that's like. And then I think I got these from Walmart, from that the Walmart bin. Man, just can't get low enough on this. Mortal Engines, I never saw it, but when I was looking at it, it says it's from the filmmakers of The Lord of the Rings. Actually directed by this guy, Christian Rivers, who you see in a lot of the behind-the-scenes documentaries of the making of The Lord of the Rings. I guess he was one of the special effects guys at Weta. So, I'd be willing to give it a try. I guess it didn't do too well. But, who knows. And then, I'm not sure why I got this, actually. There you go. I think I got it for this one, because I think I've seen clips of that movie, of The Losers, on YouTube. And I think there was a scene with Chris Evans, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I already don't even realize why I got this. That's great. Okay, so that's that. And from Barnes & Noble, I was happy to get this. Doctor Who, Tom Baker, my favorite doctor. My first doctor. He's the guy that I first saw back in the 70s when I was flipping around channels Saturday morning and came across PBS. And there he was. It's kind of hard to tell what they're talking about with the season 3 and what season this and that, and then compared to the modern one. And so... But I think I have the first, what is considered his first 2 seasons. And then I got this one. And the other ones I've gotten on individual DVDs, which I think I have one here, so I'll show you in a bit. But, I was happy to come across this because I was looking for it on Amazon, and it was out of stock. So I came across it on at Barnes & Noble, and there's 26 episodes, so we shall see. Okay, next up, I got a bunch of stuff that I got from Book Off. Those of you who don't remember, Book Off is the place where I go that sells used movies in pretty good condition. But a lot of times I get these that are unopened. So I got Benny and June's, Johnny Depp, Mary Stuart Masterson, and Aidan Quinn. I was used to think that Benny was Johnny Depp, but apparently not. So I've seen bits of this on TV, and it looked like it's kind of funny, so I'd give it a shot. I thought it was worth it. Classic 2-disc special edition of East of Eden unopened, still sealed for $2.50. So that was a good one. I'm not a huge James Dean fan, but I have seen some of his stuff and seems worth it. And hey, you know me, I can't resist a darn 2-disc special edition, especially when it's only $2.50. So got some documentary about the making of the film and a bunch of stuff. But I'm probably not going to watch it until I actually read the book, because this is one of those books that I have not read yet. But I do have it. A friend of mine gave it to me, and I still want to read it. So I think this one's just going to germinate a little bit on my shelf until I can get to it. Another unopened one, Raising Arizona. Looks like it had a long trip to book off. But this is, I think, one of the Coen Brothers movies with Nicolas Cage and, of course, Holly Hunter. So, pretty good. Check that out. And I got another unopened one. I found a lot of unopened ones. The Disaster Artist. I did get The Room a couple of months ago, or last year. So I thought I'd get this movie that is kind of about the making of The Room. Guardian Test, another Nick Cage movie. Wow, I didn't realize I got so many Nick Cage movies. So this one is a little comedy. It's probably not that well known, but I remember seeing it. It was kind of funny. He plays an FBI agent that has to guard a former First Lady, played by Shirley MacLaine. She's always good. The Pride and the Passion. I've never seen it, but I've heard about it, and I've seen it mentioned in some documentaries. Stars Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra, and Sophia Loren. And remember Cary Grant and Sophia Loren together in Houseboat, and he had a real thing for her, which I guess was not reciprocated. Well, she didn't feel the same. Anyway, so, jeez, can't talk today. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a try. It seems like it's kind of an epic movie, you know, all that stuff. So that's good. Oh, and also The Return of the Vampire, a little addition to my Bela Lugosi collection. This is always just wonderful, isn't it, when they do this? Lovely. Lovely. I mean, who do they think is actually buying their stuff? Of course, it's mostly collectors. They really should do better. But I can probably get that off with some Goo Gone. Anyway, Return of the Vampire with Bela Lugosi. Nice little addition to my Lugosi collection. A Wes Anderson movie, The Darjeeling Limited. I did see this. It wasn't one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies, but it's one of those that I don't remember everything about it, so I'm willing to kind of give it another shot and check it out. I know I didn't enjoy it as much as Grand Budapest Hotel, for example, or oh gosh, what's the name of the other one with the two kids and Moonrise Kingdom? But I wanted to give it another shot. I think I felt the same way about the Bill Murray movie, the Life Aquatic. You know, I didn't like it at first, but then I did kind of think it was okay when I saw it again, and then I saw it again, and I wasn't... Anyway, okay, we'll try that. See what Dragonheart 3 is that again. The Sorcerer's Curse. Of course, the first one is the best one. These are just kind of... I don't know. But it was pretty cheap, so I figured I'll get it. Check it out. I'm not sure who plays the voice of the dragon in this one. I don't know if it's Patrick Stewart or the other guy. Heartbreakers. Again, this is one that I keep thinking I have, but I don't have it. I don't know why I keep thinking I had it. But great cast: Sigourney Weaver, Jennifer Love Hewitt, heck yeah, and Gene Hackman. Very funny movie, and Ray Liotta as well. About these two grifters, mother and daughter grifters, and yeah, very funny. Check it out. Imagine That with Eddie Murphy. Imagine That. Not really that familiar with this movie, so don't actually know that much about it or anything about it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Rope of Sand. Again, I have not heard of it, but Burt Lancaster, hey, Peter Lorre, Claude Rains, and I swear that looks like Jane Russell, but I don't seem to see anywhere here where it mentions her. It mentions Suzanne Coring Calvet, but I don't know. We'll see. I just like the older movies, and it's one of the great things about there's so many of them out there that you can't have seen everything. And as I begin to run out of modern day stuff to watch, it's great to come across the old stuff. Oh, gotta jack it up a bit. Getting too long here. Fathom with Raquel Welch. Because Raquel Welch. That's why. That's all. That's the only reason. Star, I came across this with Julie Andrews. I was watching this on TV recently, and I hadn't heard of it, and it was pretty good, so I figured, hey. And then I come across stuff. Like, I'll see it on TV, and suddenly I'll come across it at Book Off, and I'm like, oh, what a coincidence. Love and Mercy. This is that movie about Brian Wilson. I remember when this came out, and I thought, what? John Cusack playing Brian Wilson? He doesn't look anything like him. This guy does. But I've been seeing some clips on YouTube, mostly involving this actor, and look pretty good. So I don't know how John Cusack is going to work, but we'll see. Okay, and that's from Book Off. Now, this next stuff is the stuff that I've gotten from Amazon. Okay, so on Blu-ray I got Saturn III. Saturn III is a sci-fi movie that came out in the, I think, 70s, late 70s. It was another reaction to the whole Star Wars thing with Farrah Fawcett and Kirk Douglas, of all people, with this weird-looking robot. And I wasn't able to see it because it was rated R, and I was too young. But I've always wanted to see it, and I'm sure it's not the greatest movie, but I still want to see it. And produced and directed by Stanley Donen. Is that the same? Oh, music by Elmer Bernstein. So some pretty good credits there. And yeah, some people think it's kind of creepy that Kirk Douglas is involved with Farrah Fawcett, but I will not go into that. Two movie collection, Arthur 2 on the Rocks. I got this for Arthur 2 on the Rocks. I've already got Arthur, but actually I don't have it on Blu-ray, which actually doesn't matter to me. I'm fine with the DVD. But I got it because I couldn't find Arthur 2 on the Rocks by itself. So I figured, well, and it wasn't too expensive, so I figured I would just get both of them. Of course, Arthur 2 isn't as good as Arthur, but just to have it and to see Dudley Moore and Sir John Gielgud talk again, it's just funny. Johnny Taco and his Flying Robot, the complete series. This is a TV show I used to watch when I was a kid in Hollywood on Channel 52. They would show these Japanese shows. It was actually originally, the way I originally saw it, was as a movie called Voyage into Space on Channel 5, which they cut together a bunch of these episodes and made it into movies. For the longest time, I just thought it was a film, and then suddenly it came out on Channel 52 as the actual series that it was, and I was just happy. I mean, listen, you're a kid, you're a boy, and you're watching a show about a boy that has a giant robot, which, by the way, is a lot bigger than this. This is just the way they show it here, but he's that big enough to hold a cruise ship. And yeah, it was great. I loved it. Private School. This is one of the teen sex comedies from the 80s. I'm working on a little video relating to these, so I've gotten some of these. A lot I've seen, and some I remember better than others. This one I don't remember as well, but what the hell, it's got Phoebe Cates in it, and that's good enough for me. She was just amazing. And, well, S.O.B. This is a Blake Edwards film that a lot of people don't remember, but it is one of the funniest films. And it's got a great cast, but it's known for the movie where Julie Andrews goes topless. That was a big thing for her to do. Because it's Mary Poppins topless. She was married to the director, so Better Off Dead with John Cusack. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of reflection here. It's a teen comedy from the 80s. It's one of And the Bermuda Depths. Now, I don't know how many people remember this. In fact, I had kind of forgotten about it until I came across it. And this was a TV movie I was obsessed with seeing back in the day. I think it was a TV movie. At least here it was. And it had Connie Selica, who's from The Greatest American Hero. It was just beautiful. And it was... well, anyway, it had this big sea turtle in it, and that's kind of what caught my attention as a kid. And it was, I don't know, it's the greatest movie, but nice to see again. So. And here he is, the Doctor, the Seeds of Doom. I think this is the last one in, I guess, Series 2, or I don't know what it is. But I've been getting these in order. I was usually buying them at Barnes & Noble. I couldn't find it there. And so I think this is the last one before the third season starts, the one that then follows with this guy. So we'll see. I think it's kind of hard to put it together, but what the heck? It's Tom Baker and Sarah there, which is great. So fantastic. The Naked Jungle. This is a great movie. This is I believe this is actually a George Pal movie. It's Charlton Heston. It's about the Marabunda ants attacking this colony. And yes, George Pal. It's a George Pal produced movie. George Pal, the guy that did the Puppetoons. He did War of the Worlds. He'll be coming up in a couple of minutes again. But I remember seeing this as a little kid, and it's just scenes with these huge, not huge, but ants, just big. We call them ants. They're not. It's not a hive. Whatever, a lot of ants, and it's really great. And 80s movies, mostly I got this for the teen sex comedies, because a lot of them here. It's got Losing It, Last American Virgin Class, Zapped, that one I never saw, Valley Girl, Nicolas Cage again. What the freaking hell, man? Nicolas Cage is all over the place. But yeah, it's got a lot of them in there, so it's pretty good. Speaking of which, My Tutor, I remember this one. I remember seeing with Karen Kay. I remember her from TV shows in the 70s. Crispin Glover before he did Back to the Future, and Matt Lattanzi. This is the guy that married Olivia Newton-John and didn't exactly have the biggest career because he just wasn't a very good actor. But I think this was his big film. Not exactly a masterpiece, but for the purposes of the video I'm putting together, Just One of the Guys, a little gender-bending type of movie this type they used to have back in those days, and they still had later, because I think Amanda Bynes did one. But this is one of the original ones, at least from the 80s. And Phoebe Cates again. This is a little film. I think this was actually her last film before she retired from acting. Princess Caraboo. It's a good film. I like it a lot. It's actually based on a true story. And I remember seeing this movie. It was this little film that came and went, and then she just kind of disappeared after that, at least from acting. And but it's a good little film, and I'm glad I came across it. It just occurred to me one day, and I found it on Amazon. So awesome! Inherit the Wind. Spencer Tracy, Frederick March, and Gene Kelly in a non-dancing singing role. Also Dick York from Bewitched. Great movie, great court movie, and it's about the monkey trials, the whole Darwinism thing. This teacher was trying to teach Darwinism. It's a really good movie and very well done, very well acted. Good drama. And let's see, kind of long. I'm sorry this video is so long. I usually don't make them this long. You can always put it on fast if you want. Starsky and Hutch. Hello. The complete fourth season. This was my favorite cop show in the 70s. I love Starsky and Hutch. It was, had the car, had these buddies, before Lethal Weapon, that was Starsky and Hutch. And I've been slowly getting, I know that there's a big pack there somewhere, I think, by Mill Creek, but it's kind of weak. And I already got the first 2 or 3 of these, so I figured get that. And then, this is actually from Best Buy, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe it's Amazon. You know what? I do not remember. But anyway, I got Psych, the complete collection because I like this TV show. It's pretty funny. It's funny. There are some TV shows that are about murder. There's always a murder or something in there. But then there's serious ones like CSI and stuff like that really kind of look at it in a very ugly, serious way. And then you got the shows like this and Monk and all that, which it's still murder and it's still a terrible thing, of course. It's kind of silly to to think otherwise, but somehow they approach it in a different way. And I don't know. It's like I say, it's still terrible what happens. Someone loses their life in each episode, and I never really understood why after solving a couple of cases he still had to pretend to be psychic. He could just say, well, no, I'm sorry, I'm not psychic, but I'm really good and I've proven myself. But then again, then the premise of the show would not be there. So there you go. And finally, I was very happy to get these two films. Back to George Pal again. Atlantis, The Lost Continent. This is a George Pal movie. Nice little fantasy movie about Atlantis, and this one's actually directed by George Pal. Look at this, Edward Platt. I think that's actually the chief from Get Smart. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. I'm just happy to get that out. I like to build. I'm trying to build my George Pal section a little more. And the classic Seven Faces of Dr. Lao, starring Tony Randall, and he plays all the seven faces of Dr. Lao, including Dr. Lao himself, also produced and directed by George Pal. This, of course, and Barbara Eden, too, and Arthur O'Connell. Great cast. This, of course, would not be acceptable in today's environment because Tony Randall is playing a Chinese man, and that's insulting. It's also insulting to Gorgons and Abominable Snowmen and dragons and stuff, because he's playing all these characters and fawns. So but I think it's just fine, and I'm sick and tired of all this cancel culture and all this BS going around. Jesus damn it, not going to keep me from enjoying a great movie. So yeah, I was very happy to get that. And that's 3 George Pal movies actually counting the Naked Jungle. I didn't even realize that. So there you go, that's what I got. And oh, wait a minute, I promised something special at the end. And unfortunately it means that this video is still going to keep going longer. I'm sorry about that, but I think it might be worth it to stick around. So be right back. Yes, it's right. Flash Gordon. I got this. I actually got this last night at Barnes & Noble. I came across it, and I guess it's a new Flash Gordon book, and it's about to make it a movie. So I don't know how well I can show it to you, but let's give it a try. Let's open it up. Yeah, gotta be careful not to... Okay, let's see what we got here. Flash Gordon. I'll show you the back too. You got the front, which is all kind of cool, and of course...
Gordon's alive!
That's right, Prince Baron and Hawkman there. Wait, what was his name again? That's Prince... Is that Prince Baron? You know what? I think it's time to watch this movie again. Voltan Baron. Okay. Flash. Okay, anyway. Here we go. Got some good stuff here. It's got... it's just great. I mean, I was looking at it in the store. It's got the origins of Flash Gordon, Dino De Laurentiis. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Just a lot of great stuff. Ornella Muti, she's so gorgeous. Just all these great pictures from the movie. You'll never see Ming portrayed like that again, of course. Not these days. There she is, Princess Aura. And I always loved Clytus. Clytus was so cool. This actor, Peter Weingart, was such a good actor. He was able to actually be almost Shakespearean through this mask. It was fantastic. This, of course, is going to be great because a nice little addition to my recently, I think in my last haul video, or one of the last ones, I showed off the Arrow version of Flash Gordon that I got from Fry's before Fry's closed down for good. And And so this will be a nice little addition to that. All these paintings and design stuff, it's great. A lot of good stuff here. Costumes. A lot of the costumes that were in the movies that you didn't really get to see as much. That's something that should come back. Leather shorts, yeah. But, yeah. What great cosplay. Jeez. Get a bunch of friends together and do some great cosplay. Go to the convention sometime. I remember those guys. This is a lot of the background people that you saw in the throne room scenes that you didn't get a good look at. Weapons and stuff. I mean, look at that. There was a lot of design. It's just great design for this movie, and just different. This is a great book. This can keep you busy for a while. Sorry, we're coming in on 30 minutes here. Model work, paintings, the time of matte paintings. Youngsters, before there was computers and CGI, they used to do these beautiful matte paintings. Look at how they flew the Hawkmen. Model work. That's a lot of good stuff here. I don't even know if this is in the documentaries or not. But, storyboards, of course. This is a great book. Well worth the price. Alternate endings. I don't even know about that. Yeah. Remember, I got the album, the titles. Yeah, it's great stuff. Anyway, I don't know if how many of you have this book. I don't know how old it is, or if it just came out, or because I hadn't been to Barnes and Noble in a while. But yeah, it's great. I'm glad I got it. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I'm still trying to figure out where to put that Ray Harryhausen book I got a while ago. So, but that doesn't stop me from getting it, because this is just fantastic. And for anybody who has this movie and loves this movie, definitely you want to look for this book. It's great. Okay, that's it. Again, I apologize for the length of this video. I usually don't like to go this long, but hopefully you just play it on fast, you know. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, and keep watching those movies.